Hello my friends, it's Danny, and today I'm going to show you how to cook beets. Specifically, I'm going to show you how to steam your beets because this is my personal favorite way of cooking beets. But keep in mind, you can of course also saute your beets or you can roast your beets. I've actually shared a video in the past on how to roast beets, which I will link for you down in the description box below. Roasted beets do have a little bit more depth of flavor, but I have come to really prefer steaming my beets, and that is because I find it to be a very simple way to cook beets. It's easy, it's quick, and it is by far the neatest, least messy way to work with beets. And I also love that you don't have to add any oil when you're cooking. This way, once they're steamed, you can put them in an airtight container, treat them like a Head Start ingredient, and work them into lots of different dishes throughout the week. If you're not familiar with beets, they are a root vegetable that love to grow in the cooler weather, and they have this sweet, earthy flavor to them. They are delicious, they're nutritious, and they're a really fun ingredient to work into a clean and delicious kitchen. Now, when you bring your beets home from the grocery store, if they're fresh, they're still going to have the stem and the leafy greens attached to them, like mine do here. But if you're not using your beets right away, you want to make sure that you trim the beet from the stem and the leafy greens, because if they stay together, and this is also true of carrots, those greens are going to pull all the nutrients out of the beets so that the greens can stay alive, and then your beets are going to go bad a lot faster. Now keep in mind, when you're working with red beets opposed to golden beets, right, like the red beets I have here, they do have a tendency to stain just about anything they touch. So you want to make sure you're using a plastic cutting board. You don't want to put them on your wood cutting boards, and maybe wear a dark shirt or an apron when you're in the kitchen. If you really wanted to keep it neat, you could put some thin rubber gloves on as well, but I usually don't take it that far. So I just like to trim the greens from the beet, and then you can store each one separately in a bag where you've pulled all the air out or some type of airtight container, and then just pop them in the veggie drawer for up to 5 days. Keep in mind, those greens are edible. You can saute them just like you would some spinach, so you don't want to throw them out. Now, when you're ready to work with your beets, you just want to run them under some cold water and use your thumb to scrub the outside of the beet, just like you would if you were washing a potato. Now, to steam your beets, you're going to need a steamer basket. So as you can see, this is like 3 pieces. It has a lid, the steamer basket, which goes right into the pot, and then the base of the pot. If you don't have one of these already, I recommend investing in one, because steaming your vegetables and some of your meats, it's a really great, easy, convenient cooking method. And I will, of course, link to the one I have here down in the description box below if you would like to check it out. So all I need to do is add a couple of inches of water to the bottom of the pot. I'm going to turn that up to high, let the water come to a boil, then I reduce it down to a strong simmer. Then I'm going to place the steamer basket in the pot and lay my beets right in the steamer basket. Now, side note, you could of course peel your beets before you steam them, but I find it to be so much easier to peel them after they're steamed, and you'll see what I mean in just a few minutes. So I just put them in there with the skins on and then pop the lid on. I'll set my timer for 30 minutes. Now you may need a little more time or a little less time depending on the size of your beets, but ultimately you're gonna know that your beets are cooked because number 1, the color is going to be very vibrant and beautiful, and number 2, you should be able to easily pierce them with a knife. It should go right in and right out, just like that. So from here, I'm just gonna shut the heat off and I let them sit in the pot for about 5 minutes or so. Really, I just want the steamer basket to be cool enough to handle, and then I'll carry it over to my sink. And what I like to do is I'll just turn on some cool water, give the beet a quick rinse, again, to cool it a little bit more, and then you will see that the skins peel so easily. And if you're right over the sink, like myself, you can just turn that water on and off whenever you need to give your hands a quick rinse so you don't end up having bright pink fingertips. I am telling you, this is the easiest way to handle your beets. It's a lot easier than trying to peel them ahead of time, and the skins literally slip right off once they're cooked. And now your beets are ready to be enjoyed. Usually what I will do is I will make the beets when I am doing my meal prep, and then I'll cut them into chunky bite-sized pieces, transfer them into an airtight container, and then I just leave them in the fridge so that I can make easy dishes throughout the week. You could add these to a salad. You could use them to make a salad dressing. You could use them to make a beautiful bright beet hummus. Or if you just want like a really quick snack or you want to serve them as a side, one of my favorite things to do is just toss them with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of vinegar. I personally love sherry vinegar, some salt, some black pepper, and then a bit of fresh herbs. In this case, some fresh dill, but parsley or chives or cilantro, they would all work just as well. Gently toss that together and you have this really simple, bright, delicious, vibrant side dish that you could just enjoy as it is or on a snack plate or however you fancy. And if you really wanted to take it to the next level, you could add a little bit of red onion and some feta cheese as well. Delightful. So good. So the next time you're at the grocery store, I hope you feel inspired to pick up a bunch of beets and pop them into your steamer basket so you can have this beautiful, delicious, nutritious ingredient in your fridge, prepped and ready to go for a healthy, clean and delicious week. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Danny Spies and I'll see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers.